All right. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. There was some technical issues before, but now we're gonna go back and we're gonna jump into straight into one of uh, let's just call it a video on misogyny, and our buddy Andrew Tate is back, and we have a few other people. So this is supposedly Andrew Tate. Uh, Destroys feminists. Don't know exactly which the feminist is, so I guess we're gonna spot them out in the crowd, and we're gonna go with it and see what's going on.
You disagree with somebody in here,
Oh, Auntie, she's
but
looking at you.
really, I am looking at somebody.
It's her
But-
favorite duo. It's her favorite duo.
Oh, I
But no,
hate this
for real
one.
though, I'm just here to have a good time. Just get some vibes. And in terms of my relationship status, I am single, doing interviews. I'm not just going for anybody. But yeah, that's how it is.
Auntie Jenny here, 54. I'm here to cut out the bullshit. Simple.
Ugh.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
Thank you guys.
Bet
all
you
for-
do.
Yeah, well, you have to cut the bullshit. That's the problem with the world today. It's too much bullshit.
And then not
Okay,
direct. If they got
Mr.
something to say to
Bullshit
you, just say it.
himself.
Why are you
Don't be
being
gay.
mean
Don't be gay.
already?
I don't really
Say
care.
it.
If you got something to say, just say it. Don't
Nah.
beat around the bush. Just say it.
So
If I
basically,
got
I'll
something
say
to
it.
say,
I already got my
just say
teammate.
it. Just say it.
100%.
Hey, Auntie, I
Yeah.
beg, give the girl a chance to speak now and relax.
What girl?
Hey,
What have I said?
this one.
What have I said?
I'm addressing the elephant
What
in
have
the
I
room,
said?
innit?
Listen, I don't believe in no
You're
elephants in
gonna
the
get
room.
yourself up,
If there's
right?
something to say, just say it. Don't beat around the bush. If you got something to say to me, I am here. Talk to my face. There should be no elephant in the room because this ain't no zoo. You understand? So if you got something to say, just say it. We're all
Me?
big. No, I'm just saying. We're just all big people here. So if I want to
Okay.
say something to you, I'm going to say something to you straight like I normally do.
Yes.
If I got something to say to Esther, I'm going to tell Esther. Whether she likes it or not, I don't really care. Andrew Tate, my son's older than him, so I don't give a damn who he is. I'm going to just say what I got to say. So whoever don't like it, that's tough. Don't come. You
You
should
missed
be
out,
here.
Brittany. I feel picked on.
Someone's coming straight out
so,
the back.
And Brittany too, right? Even Pearl too. Feel better now.
Yeah, Auntie gave me. Auntie was yelling at me in wife school the other day, so
Oh.
she doesn't give a shit. Okay, so my first question is, what is the number one problem facing men today, and what is the number one problem facing women today?
I can say something.
Come on,
'Cause
ladies.
everybody's
Everybody's
gonna
going to
say-
educate
you know,
me.
The number one
Sit here and
problem.
fucking answer all the questions. Come on, tell
The
me.
number one problem with men is that they don't tell women the truth, and the number one problem with women is that they can't
My
handle
guy,
the truth.
my guy
Simple.
Andrew Tate is looking like he just went straight to Zara. I thought he had better class than that. Looks like a mannequin from Zara. Like, and then that looks like an iced out Patek from here, and that tells you what type of man he is. He's a man with no class, reducing the value of a Patek. I at least hope that he iced it out at the actual Patek store, and not just a regular jeweler.
The problem with men is that they don't tell women the truth, and the number one problem with women is that they can't handle the truth. Simple.
Ooh.
That's a good paradigm to start from, because it's actually very interesting you say that. A lot of women say, I just want a man who's honest. And then the second you're honest, she's like, what? You did
Exactly.
what? It's like, well, then don't ask me for honesty. Of course I fucking lie.
Thank you.
So that's a good point. I agree with that one. I don't think it's the biggest problem, but it certainly is a problem in relationships today. That is a problem. The biggest problem with men today is that I think the world is becoming hyper competitive. Most men are not aware and understanding of how quickly there's going to be a genuine shift in between those who have things and those who do not have things. Not just finances, but also female status, everything else. And it's a status game, right? And it's becoming harder and harder for men to play. And that's all women's fault, of course. But it is, because women choose the winners, right? Women choose who the high status males are. So women pretend to give a shit about men. Of course they don't. They give a shit about themselves. And a woman, if you ask her what she wants from a man, she's like, I don't want much. I just want to find a nice man who's a millionaire and 6 foot tall and funny and charismatic and interesting and spontaneous and looks after me and doesn't cheat. And is funny and good looking and strong. I don't want much. Like they name all this shit that most dudes are never gonna have. And it's becoming harder and harder, and you end up with people, top G's, who own everything on the planet they could ever possibly wish for, and then you got other guys who have nothing, and there's this large divide. There's no.
One comment that I've always had about Andrew Tate is he likes to wear sunglasses inside. I don't know if that's an insecurity of his. I'm pretty sure it is. guys that have sunglasses inside typically have that insecurity of not wanting people to look them in the eyes because they'll spot the lies that he's spewing. So, I mean, him and his sunglasses has always cracked me up. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that.
Longer any middle ground. You have dudes who can't get any pussy, and then you got dudes who are just blocking girls left, right, and center. And that's what the problem with being a man is today.
What about the women?
What about him?
Should I say the problem
I
with
would
women
say
is? I'll tell you.
Well, everybody's got a chance to talk.
I'm gonna shut up and have my clementine.
No, I want to know. I want to know. I want to learn from you, sir.
You want to learn from me?
Well,
Yes, sir.
I wanted to answer. I feel like it goes for both. It's not just one or the other. I feel like it's self accountability.
Women are not accountable for themselves. I agree with you there.
Why
0%.
just women though? What
It's
about
both.
men?
It's
Yeah,
both.
It is
definitely both.
It is both. You're right. But society punishes men for not being self-accountable. But society does not punish women for not being self-accountable. I'll give you an example. If you're a man and you're arrogant and you think you're something when you're not, trust me, society will teach you very quickly that you don't matter when you don't get laid and you stay a fucking brokey. If you're a chick and think you're something when you're not, you can run around with your ego, still get dates, still get laid, still have a fairly sensible social life. Society as a whole doesn't come along and slap you in the face with realizations. If you're a man and you think you're something you're not, it is a ticking time bomb until society teaches you a lesson.
Wow.
That's the difference. This is why men in
Foreshadowing,
general are more
probably.
self-accountable, because the men who are not self-accountable get fucked up. So those who are successful are very self-accountable people. They look at themselves and go, okay, the only way I'm going to get and progress.
This is the man that is successful through one stream alone, and that stream has been scamming people. The man is only successful through scamming, so he hasn't been successful through anything else. He hasn't done any proper businesses besides the failed streaming services, which made him money for a period of time, but that eventually went away. And if he's still doing it, it's probably just not making him as much money, because people can do it on their own now. So the man is not a success. He's not the epitome of success. So but he can think he is, but eventually society will show him that he's not.
Further, the reason she left me, the only way I'm going to do better, make more money, etc., is I have to change. Most women don't want to do that. They don't sit and think I have to change. They think, oh, he left me because it's him, and I lost my job because my boss, and this is this because of this. No, you women don't look in the mirror and change a fucking thing. Ever.
No, because don't
Ever.
forget what you're forgetting right nowadays. They can't change it because it's all about body positivity.
Are you
They
saying-
can look sexy at a size 28.
Are you saying Lizzo's not a 10?
Are you guys trying to get me canceled?
See, I'm not gonna lie. I don't agree with what you just said, because 90% of cosmetic surgery is by women. Women are trying to change as much as possible. Men don't want to change. They're not accountable for themselves. They think that because they're a man, you're gonna be attracted to them. No, like you can't be fat. You stay at home. You're just playing video games, and you expect a woman to want to fuck you. No, she's not gonna want to fuck you.
Yeah, but then she won't. This is the point. And then she won't, and society will teach them a lesson. They might be able to pull off a little blag with a girl for a year or so, but in general, they're going to end up lonely. In general, they're going to struggle to find partners. I agree with you with the cosmetic surgery thing.
Exactly.
Women are happy to change their appearance and change how they look, but they're not happy to change how they act. Most of them, they're not
Yes,
happy
they
to change. No, they're
are.
not.
The women are changing what the men don't care about. The men don't care about the big old lips.
Yes, they do.
And no, they do it. The women are doing that for themselves.
Yeah.
Because the men don't care about it. The men would rather a woman change her stinking attitude than put on all that makeup and hair and everything. That's what the men want. But the women will go out there like, oh, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that. If you look at a man and the man said, yeah, he's fat. The man will most, if he's feeling bad about himself, he wants to make something, he'll go and hit the gym. What's the woman going to do? Go and do? Get a BBL, get her lips done, put on her makeup, put on her hair, and stay the big old fat person that she is and say, oh, it's body positivity. The men don't even want that. And the women are not getting all this cosmetic surgery for the men. They're getting it for themselves. You can't turn around. What man wants a woman that's going to turn around, go and have an operation, and can't sit on a plane because her arse has been injected or been interfered with? She got to lie there on her stomach. Do you think the men want that? Or wake up in the morning before you got to hit the house, she's got to put on. I'm sure I worried about some of the men because they must go out with a woman. And then when they wake up in the morning, they think, who the hell is she?
The scars,
By the time you take
catfish.
everything off, women need to change their attitudes before they change their makeup. I'm sure that even more than that, change your attitude. Because women will go out there and they would want to change this, they want to change that. All the things that don't count. If you learn to, the same way how women can go out there and learn to put makeup on, learn to cook, learn to wash by hand, learn to please a man.
That is so
That's
outdated,
what you need to do.
That's outdated, girl.
She said,
right.
girl.
That's outdated.
She's right.
For who?
I'm saying it's like we had literally just talked about this off camera when you guys picked me up from the airport, when we were talking about what's the value system or the point system for a woman who cooks versus a woman who can suck good dick and fuck well.
But you can cook and suck dick as well.
No, but I'm saying is that Pearl, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but quoting her was that when she interviewed people on the street, that there was more points given to something like a sexual return as opposed to wash dishes by hand. There's a dishwasher. Why cook? We can eat out. There's a chef. People don't give a fuck about that.
That's what they think.
But we literally just talked about this yesterday.
No, it was okay. I did a street interview and I asked the guys, would you rather have a girl that gave good head or a good cook? And most guys
They want this.
But I think that's
For
more,
the
I
quick
think, but
satisfaction.
I think that's more for like a one night stand.
But what I'm
versus
trying to say is that
long-term.
if you, all the women out there, and they're
I don't
talking
know, I
about,
think
some
she
of the
got-
women want to be settled down. They want a man, right? And you got to think what the man wants. The man ain't interested in that. Look at when you're doing street interviews, you're interviewing single people. Look at the people there that are happily
She doesn't
married
know if
and
they're
ask them
single
what they
people,
do.
she's
Because all the
cherry-picking.
things that the women out there are doing, you can be a housewife, you can be going out, you can suck head just as good as any old tramp on the street. And keep your man and have a man. And I can say that because I'm 32 years in counting.
Auntie, you can't say
Wait,
attraction's not
I've-
important,
Talking to your
though.
mic, talking to your mic.
You can't say attraction is not important, though.
It is important.
For you to
Initially.
initially, exactly. You a man is not gonna find you attractive and then think, because you
All y'all ever talk about is your exes that cheated on you. That's all y'all ever talk about. And it's like,
Who
it's like
only
that's the
talks
one-
about that?
The regular women that are on here.
The women that come on the
okay.
show.
Oh, good thing I'm irregular and extraordinary. huh?
But do you not
men
think it's
talk about.
because we're
That's
not
what the fresh
holding
and
men
fit guys always
accountable?
talk about
So
that
when a
type of
man, because he's a top G, cheats on a woman, it's like, well, what do you expect? When you should actually turn around to him and
Accountable
say,
for what? Accountable for
is
for his natural
is
evolutionary
cheating-
biology.
Is cheating morally correct?
Yes.
Depends.
Yes.
How
So
can
you're
you say?
okay-
How can you
you're okay-
say that? Are you
You're
joking?
okay with your woman cheating on you then?
Absolutely not. That's haram.
No, because
It's around when she cheats on you, but you can cheat on her.
There has not been in the
Man,
history of
look at them
humanity, across any
eyes,
culture,
look at
any
this
book,
coward.
any story, any fable, there has never been across the history of humanity any respect put on the name of a promiscuous female ever. Ever. You name the biggest conquerors that you can possibly name from history. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, all of them. They all had 100 wives, bunch of children, big G, conquered the world. Normal. That is normal evolutionary biology. That's how men are designed to be. There's never been a single female who's been celebrated for her promiscuity ever in history. It's always been frowned upon and disgusting. So yes, we are completely and utterly different. Yes, it's different if a woman cheats on a man. And if a
Cleopatra?
man is at a complete top level of his life and ticks every single box, and if he decides to be loyal, which some do,
Cleopatra.
and I can be loyal, and I have been loyal, but there's also times in my life where I think, fuck it, I don't want to be, and get a new girlfriend every single day of the week. I can do that, and I can decide to do that. If a woman decides to do the same, purely because her value is high enough to attract so many males, because she's beautiful, for example, it is completely different. And I'm going to explain to you why it's completely different, so buckle up. It's different. It's different. It's different. Well, I'll tell you why.
Go
It
on,
is
Saji.
impossible for a female to be promiscuous on a long enough period of time without devaluing herself, because she is fucking people she shouldn't be fucking. There is no way she is sleeping with endless men, and all of them are either high-value men or treating her the way she should be treated. If you find a woman who slept with 50, 100 dudes, she's either fucking dudes which aren't at her level or haven't worked hard enough to try and get the pussy. She was just too drunk to realize he's a loser who plays video games. Or she's fucking a top G who barely texts her back. So either way, she's fucking dudes she shouldn't be fucking, or a guy who's at the level who doesn't give her the right amount of attention. For a woman to find a guy who's truly on a level, who truly treats her the way she should be treated, that's once every couple years, if that. You ain't just gonna go out there fucking a new dude every week and say, yeah, he's worth pussy. Yeah, he treats me good enough to get my pussy. Da da da. And you know what's funny about the universe? It's actually beautiful about the universe because it's equal and opposite forces. When you devalue yourself, it's kind of like men can smell it on you. They can just look at a bitch and go, oh. And that's the way it works. So you have to be very careful as a female and sit and go, does this man truly deserve to fuck me? And if you think about it, the answer 99% of the time, especially if you're promiscuous, is no. So when a woman is sleeping around with all these men, she's devaluing herself. She's devaluing herself, and the world knows, God knows, the universe knows. When a man does it, he doesn't devalue himself at all. That's just the way it works.
Can I ask you a question? Wait, Esther, 1 second. Sir, may I ask you a question? What would you say if a woman now is married to 2 men?
Haram.
Why?
No, I'll tell you why. Let's talk about this. What is the difference between a man, let's say me, I have 4 wives, right? What's the difference between a man having 4 wives and a woman having 4 men?
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time.
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time, and we know who the parents are, right? So let's say you had 4 pregnancies, you know who the mother is because she's carrying the baby, and you know who the dad is, top G. If you had a woman with 4 men and she gets pregnant, who's the parents?
What about if...
But no, I'm asking.
Okay,
do you know?
I ask, what if they're different races? One white, one black.
You don't know.
Answer the question.
You don't know. Now,
test
modern
for
science can come along and maybe fix that for you, but that doesn't mean it's not wrong in the eyes of God. The idea of having a family, the idea of a child being born, one of the baselines for a new life to come onto this planet is for at least to understand who the 2 people who made it are, at least. If you have a woman fucking 4 dudes, you don't even know who got her pregnant.
So may I just say...
disgusting.
Wait,
have you seen the twins that had 2 different dads?
Oh yeah, I saw that. May I just say something then? So if that is the case, yeah, if the one thing that you're meant to have is you, at least you know who the 2 people that put that child on earth are, then that's why promiscuity for men is also a problem, because they get women pregnant. Sometimes they don't even know they have children. That's haram, no?
No, it's completely different. It's different because you have to understand, I'm talking about humans. You have to look at humans from a societal perspective, but society has changed, right? So let's say 200-300 years ago. If a woman got pregnant, she needed a man to survive. If that man didn't take care of her during pregnancy, she was going to die. She couldn't work a job. She couldn't hunt, couldn't fish, whatever, right? A woman literally needed that man for survival. So if you were to come to me and say, I'm pregnant, but you've been fucked by 4 different dudes, I'd be like, who says it's mine? Why am I looking after you? None of them want to look after her. She will literally perish. This is why in most of the world today, still today, virginity is so coveted, and throughout all of history it's been so coveted, because that's the only way to ensure paternity. She's a virgin, I know that's my baby. She ain't a virgin, prove it's mine. Outside of this modern science bullshit, shaitan, the devil we have here in the West, in most of the world today, without virginity or at least a low body count or at least anti-promiscuity, you can't tell that that's your baby. So it's a completely different thing. You're looking at the idea of a woman being pregnant and coming to a group of men and saying, one of you has to take care of me and put up with me when I'm fat and moody and annoying and I need my bills paid. And all the men are going to sit there and go, no, fuck no, prove it's mine. You can't prove it, bounce. Where it's different. If I get 4 women pregnant, we know the deal.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So obviously back then for survival, women needed a man. Otherwise, when they were pregnant, they could die and all of these things, they would perish. In today's society, given evolution, given the fact that as women we can go and get, yeah, but I'm not saying that. Isn't there a glitch between what is actually happening and the nature of what we have in our bodies? I think that's probably the conflict that we're having right now.
Glitch in what way?
In the sense that women don't feel like they need men in the most physical sense, perhaps like naturally.
It's very interesting. Women don't feel like they need men in a physical sense because life is soft, but it's bullshit. And it's bullshit because you still need men by proxy, 1, and 2, the second life gets difficult, you very quickly learn how much you need men. But women will go, I'm independent, I don't need no man because I have an OnlyFans and men pay my OnlyFans, and if anyone comes up to me, I'll call a male police officer. I don't need men. Shut up, you fucking idiot. Of course you do. You just named your whole life is based on fucking men. The road you're driving on was paved by a man. The house you're living in was built by a man. The car you're driving was designed by a man. Your whole life depends on men. And the second anything bad were to happen to you, the second you were physically threatened, or times were to get hard, or war were to start, or famine, or riots, the first thing you do is find a big strong man, shit yourself, and throw the feminism out the window. Feminism goes out the fucking window the second that the snow needs shoveling, or there's a fucking broken down car, or the tire needs changing. Then all that crap vanishes.
So
it's garbage. And this is the very interesting thing. I'll make a point here, which is going to get me canceled again, but I don't give a fuck. but this is the point. Feminism in and of itself can't be defended. The point of an idea is that it can be defended by the people who believe in it. This has been the whole point of war since the dawn of time. It doesn't matter if it was the Christians against the Hindus. It doesn't matter if it was the Germans against the French. There were people who had ideas and ideologies, and they were prepared to fight each other to defend their ideology. Feminism is an ideology which cannot be defended by feminists. The only people who could defend feminism are the men who subscribe to the garbage. If all the feminists were to get in a line and say, we want feminism, and the conservative men were to get in a line, you would learn very quickly.
This guy bores me to death. He bores me to death with his idiocracy. Like, have people called him out on being an idiot? Like a complete moron? Because that's literally what he is. He's absolutely nothing. You take the power from the world. You turn off the lights. You go into a, let's just say, nuclear winter. He's the first to die. He's gonna be the first to become someone's little bitch. You know, crawling around with the chain around his neck. That's who he's gonna be.
Bullshit. I had a friend in Afghanistan when Taliban kicked America out, and he
typical right wing take. I had a friend. It's always I had a friend. I had a friend who did this. Joe Rogan did the same thing. I had a friend who was a teacher. This guy had a friend in Afghanistan. Of course he did.
He told me
What's
the
his name?
Americans were telling the girls they could go to school. So they built all these girls' schools, and they put the Afghanistani Defense Forces there, and they funded the Afghanistani Defense Forces to protect these schools. You had American satellites, you had night vision goggles. Taliban were afraid to attack. America leaves. Now you have Afghani Defense Forces. They're basically blind. They don't have satellites anymore. Don't have night vision, whatever. So now it's a real war. The men are standing next to this girls' school. The Taliban are coming. You're some dude. You're standing there, and you're looking at this girls' school going, I don't really give a fuck if girls go to school. Bounce. And you didn't fight. So that's why they all gave up and Taliban took over so quickly. And when I said this, the girls like, yeah, they should have fought for us, feminism. Why don't the women fight?
Can I ask?
Oh, wait, the women can't defend their own fucking idea. You need men to defend feminism. So that's why the whole thing is stupid. Because the second men don't defend it, it just fails as a fucking ideology. It's garbage.
May I tell you something now? So this is the thing. This is when we assume that women perhaps don't have the physical or even mental ability to go to a war. Wait. Because this is the thing. For example, in Ukraine, a lot of women took up arms. And in fact, I'm Angolan. I'm Angolan. I'm Angolan. And
don't lie
listen,
to the people at home.
Wait, don't worry. I'll talk about my personal
You want to go to
story.
war? You
No,
want to fight
wait,
the
let me
front
tell
lines?
you. Let me tell you something. This is the thing. I think it's also really like silly to assume that, for example, a woman, because she didn't go to school, she'll not be as intelligent as a man. Therefore, naturally, a woman is not intelligent. No, it doesn't make sense. If we're now starting to normalize equality and we want to put everybody in the forefront, give a woman a
Who's
gun.
normalizing equality?
Well, that's what people are wanting. Then that's
People
the case.
like who?
Let me tell you,
Who
Auntie.
wants to normalize equality? People like who? Feminists. Who else
No,
wants to?
actually, no equality. I want respect. That's really all I
What's
want.
stopping you from getting respect?
Exactly.
No.
I get respect.
I
What's stopping
get
you from
respect.
getting
I get respect.
So,
That's
you
what I
just-
want.
You don't get respect when you get told that you get compared to a card. That's not respect. So, yeah.
That's
You
what I
want
like.
respect.
What I think is,
You don't even know what you want.
I'll tell you what I
You don't know
want.
what you want. You want
As a
equality,
woman, I
and you want
carry myself
respect.
differently. I actually hold the things that I have done in the fights that I fought. I hold it. That's why when you speak to me, I don't move different. I move different to many of the girls. That's why when you talk to me and you argue with me, I don't take
argue
it.
with
You do
I tell
sometimes.
you.
And
I
I'll
don't
tell you
argue.
something. A lot of women may have the accolades to be somebody, but they are uncomfortable to own that. And the reason why, then I would like to ask you, for example, I do need a man, for example, to, procreate. But other than that, I'm quite strong. And I would find a way to protect myself differently. With that mentality, what would be the man that would be for me then?
Denava, what would you do if one of these security guards broke into your door?
What would I do?
They always go with that stupid fucking. I hate that. All these people like Andrew Tate and that girl, whatever her name is, always go into that. What would you do if someone broke into your house? Look at this motherfucker's like bitch ass smile, like he's ready to take a dick or something. Anyways, so yeah, what would you do? Well, that only happens once every once out of a million times. Okay, what would he do? What would this motherfucker do if someone broke into his house that was twice as big as him, twice as strong as him, and that knew how to fight? That actually knew how to do kickboxing, unlike this bitch. So what would happen? What would he do? He would get raped. That's what would happen. Okay, he would get so destroyed, pounded, and he would fucking love it at the end of the day. Okay.
Okay, I'll tell
What would you do?
All these
What would you
One-
do? No, seriously, there's no guns
She's
here.
a feminist.
I'll
She's a
tell you.
feminist.
No, I'm not a
She was
feminist.
strict as they take
I'm not a feminist. I'm a bit smarter.
Okay,
Either
okay,
I'd play
these
dead,
two guys.
one. Yeah.
Okay, they see you're not dead.
It's okay.
They
No,
see
I'd
you
be like
breathing.
this, and then if not, maybe I would kind of like be very gentle and comply to find a way to get out of
Okay,
it.
so
If
let's
they
make-
want to
but let's
come and
make an-
kill me,
but let's make an
there's not
important
much that
point.
many people
But
can
let's
do.
make an important point. You're talking about equality equaling respect. The way you get respect as a woman is by being feminine. There's nothing. We can be equal and very, very different. I'm not saying that there's not equality, but you've confused equality with the same. You can be equal with
Equity.
completely different things. You can have a bishop and a knight on a chessboard. They're equal in terms of points, but they do different things, right? A woman can have equal respect to a man if she is very good at being a woman, and a man gets respect for being very good at being a man. When a woman decides she wants to act like a man, or a man wants to act like a woman, that's where all gets fucked up. We try and pretend it's all the same.
Yes.
It's not the same. Men and women are good at different things. We have different strengths, different weaknesses. There's nothing wrong. accepting that. There's nothing wrong with saying, I'm a woman, I'm good at X, he's a man, he's good at Y. Then we work together as a team, we have a beautiful family, we're happy forever. It's only confused where you have women who sit and go, no, because in the name of equality, we can fight in war. There's no fucking women on the front line in Ukraine. That is psyop bullshit. They put some chick there dancing around doing Pokemon dances to try and convince men to go fucking die in a ditch. It's garbage.
It's
If you go to the front line of Ukraine right now,
actual
you do not
women
see
that
women
fight
in their
in
makeup.
war, and he's too chicken shit to actually do any of that. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that because I don't want to give this guy any more time. I gave him plenty of my time already. If you follow this guy and you happen to see this, just take my words as words of warning. Don't listen to people like this, okay? They're only there to try to take as much money from you as possible. Their words mean nothing. And yeah, that's where I'll leave it. Okay, well, I gotta go do actual fucking man stuff and fix something around my house, unlike this piece of shit. So, see you guys.